Welcome back to the deep dive. If you're anything like us, you probably have those years that just, well, scream nostalgia when you think about gaming.
Oh, absolutely.
And for so many people, 1994 is definitely one of them. We're taking a fun trip down memory lane today, really diving deep into that fantastic year. We're pulling out the coolest insights, maybe some surprising facts, and honestly, just reliving some genuinely great moments. Get ready for that retro joy.
It really was a monumental year, wasn't it? 1994 stands out, not just for the sheer number of games released, but for the innovation, the incredible diversity across like every single platform.
Yeah, you felt it everywhere.
These weren't just games, they were sort of foundational experiences. They really shaped the future of the industry and, our own experiences as players.
Definitely.
So our mission today, digging into the memories and material you've shared with us, is to figure out why this specific year left such a huge mark on gaming history. We want to give you that shortcut to being really well informed about this golden era.
Okay, let's do it. Let's unpack this with a proper blast from the past.
We're starting way back on the classic NES with a game that always stuck in my head, The Jungle Book.
Ah,
That's an exciting arcade-style game, and it really did a great job capturing the feel of Rudyard Kipling's stories.
you're Mowgli, right? This kid raised by animals trying to get out of the jungle to the village.
All while Shere Khan the tiger is hunting you. Yeah, classic stuff.
But what was really clever, I thought, was that twist.
The twist where his friends become opponents.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The monkeys, the birds, even Cobb, Bakira, Baloo, they turn into bosses after you finish a level.
Right. It wasn't just, random bad guys. It played with your expectations. Gave you this, sense of betrayal almost, which was pretty unique for an NES platformer back then.
It really was. And gameplay-wise, you were collecting crystals to move on.
Collecting those crystals was key. And Mowgli, well, he could jump surprisingly high, throw fruit.
Oh yeah, the fruit throwing.
And he could even grab that temporary invulnerability mask.
I remember that mask. It felt amazing for those few seconds. And the look of the game, the animation, the character drawings, even now for the NES, it holds up.
It absolutely does. The character outlines, they instantly made you think of, Walt Disney style, right?
Totally.
Which is a huge draw, made the world feel familiar but still exciting. And on top of that, it had an excellent, really memorable soundtrack.
Such good music.
That whole package, the visuals, the narrative twist, the great score, it cemented its place as a classic, really showed how much artistry you could squeeze out of that 8-bit hardware.
Okay, let's shift gears. Let's talk Sega. Oh, Sega. What a lineup they had in '94. We have to kick off with BattleTech.
Oh yeah, Battle
This game just threw you into 2050, chaos everywhere, brink of war because the commander-in-chief dies suddenly, and you get to pilot the legendary Mad Cat robot. I mean, talk about starting big.
It really pushed the action genre, didn't it?
Yes.
Piloting these powerful new combat mechs. But the real standout thing, the innovation, was that unique two-player co-op mode.
Right. Explain that again. It was pretty wild.
Okay, get this. One player controls the mech's movement, like the legs, dodging,
Okay.
and the other player handles all the weapon systems.
Whoa.
So it demanded this incredible level of synchronized teamwork. It wasn't just playing together, it was playing as one unit. It allowed for really dynamic tactics, dodging and firing at the same time in a way that just felt, well, revolutionary for strategy and action mixed together like that.
That sounds intense. So did the customization tie into that teamwork too, or was it more just picking your favorite guns?
That's a great question, actually, because customization was key to the tactical depth.
Yeah.
Before every mission, you could totally kit out your mech, right? 3 weapon slots. Ammo was limited, though, so you had to be strategic, blow up buildings or enemies to restock,
Ah, okay.
which added another layer of decision-making during the mission. These choices, plus the varied missions and different landscapes, meant that even with a partner, you were constantly adapting. Made it a really deep, rewarding experience for both players.
Okay, from giant mechs, let's move to a real RPG gem. Beyond Oasis. This one always looked so cool. You're Prince Ali, you find this golden bracelet, suddenly you can summon elemental spirits.
Right, the elementals. Ditto Ifrit.
Yeah. But then there's the bad guy, Ajito, with his silver bracelet, threatening chaos, high stakes for young prince.
And looking back, Beyond Oasis was widely seen as one of the absolute best RPGs of its time. It's easy to see why.
Yeah.
It had genuinely impressive graphics for the Mega Drive Genesis.
It looked great.
And crucially, an even better soundtrack that just pulled you right into that sort of Arabian Nights world.
Totally captured that vibe.
What made the plot work so well, though, was how it used the storytelling tools at the time. It wasn't just reading text boxes. The world felt alive. Ollie's quest felt less like just going from A to B, and more like this grand unfolding adventure where your actions mattered in this vibrant world.
And then, for something completely different and wonderfully weird, Boogerman.
Oh boy. Boogerman.
This game was just so out there. A hero whose main attacks are burping, throwing boogers, spitting. I mean, what was the design meeting like for that one? Was someone betting they couldn't make that a hit?
It's a fair question, but clearly it worked. Our sources suggest it was a very deliberate dive into the absurd. It proved that sometimes, a strong, unique personality can stand out more than just pure graphical power.
True. It was memorable.
The game absolutely leaned into its humor, gave it a really distinct identity. The bright, funny, colorful animation, that quirky music, it all helped it stick around. Boogerman wasn't just another platformer, it was like a playable cartoon, showing games could be super fun and super silly and still find people who loved it.
Speaking of funny, you just cannot talk about 1994 without mentioning Worm Jim. Or, yeah, Earthworm Jim, as most of us knew it.
A classic.
An ordinary Earthworm Jim accidentally gets the super suit meant for Queen Slug for a butt.
Right, Queen pulsating, bloated, festering, sweaty, puss-filled, malformed slug for a butt, yes.
Haha, yes. He transforms into this powerhouse protector and has to go save Princess What's-Her-Name. The premise alone is just genius.
The genius really shines in the level design, though. The sheer creativity. It offered so many exciting, truly unique places to explore, constantly surprising you.
Like launching cows.
Exactly.
Right.
Or navigating pitch darkness one minute, then literally being inside an alien monster the next.
Yeah.
This constant novelty, plus Jim's signature weapons, the blaster and that whip head thing.
Yeah, the rip.
For beating all sorts of weird enemies, it meant the gameplay just never got boring. It was a masterclass in keeping players hooked through sheer imagination.
Okay, and to wrap up Sega for 94, let's hit Zero Tolerance. Plot here was refreshingly simple. Special forces team sent to a space station, connection lost, go fight aliens.
That's straight to the point.
And a cool detail, 5 playable characters. If one dies, the next one steps up, and they were named after the developers.
A nice touch. But the crucial innovation in Zero Tolerance was really about player choice and immersion. You had a genuinely tactical weapon selection: pistols, machine guns, flamethrowers, mines, grenades, shotguns, even bazookas.
Serious firepower.
Plus useful items like medkits, night vision. For a time, the graphics and sound were excellent, creating this really immersive atmosphere across its, 40 levels?
Yeah, it felt quite big.
But the real game changer, the multiplayer. All it needed was that connection cable linking 2 consoles.
The link cable, I remember those.
Right. It let friends have this shared, immersive 3D action experience right in their living rooms. No expensive networks needed. That was huge for consoles back then. A massive draw. And really pointed towards more accessible co-op gaming.
Okay, moving on. Super Nintendo, another giant of the era. And we have to start with the legend, Donkey Kong Country.
Oh, yes. DKC.
Plot simple, but so effective. Donkey Kong and his family, the bananas are stolen by King K. Rool and the Kremlings. Gotta get him back across 39 dangerous levels. Just platforming perfection.
It wasn't just platforming perfection, though. It kind of redesigned platforming puzzles. The defining feature was controlling 2 characters at once. Big, strong Donkey Kong. And the faster, jumpier Diddy Kong.
Right, you could swap between them.
Exactly. And it wasn't just a gimmick. You had to strategically switch between their abilities to solve puzzles and find secrets. It added this layer of collaborative problem solving, even in single player, that pushed the genre forward subtly but significantly.
That's a good point.
Beautiful graphics were amazing, but that mechanic elevated it. And the multiplayer modes where you could control your own Kong or team up were just so well done. And yeah, our source calls Diddy Lope de Lope. Probably an early name, but we needed Diddy Kong, everyone remembers.
Lope de Lope. Okay, from jungle swinging to the pitch. FIFA on the Super Nintendo, absolutely revolutionary. People called it one of the most realistic football games of the 90s. The detail, the dynamic play.
FIFA didn't just set a standard. It pretty much created the template for modern football sims. It was groundbreaking because you could choose from tons of real international teams, even if the player names were made up back then, and play in different competitions.
Yeah, the World Cup mode.
Right. And beyond that, the customization was incredible for the time, adjusting offsides, fouls, match length. But what was really innovative was how players had unique characteristics.
Like one guy's great at passing, another has a rocket shot.
Exactly, which allowed for actual strategic team building. You weren't just picking jerseys, you were building a team. Combine that with excellent graphics for the SNES, high-quality sprites, smooth animation. It offered this really immersive strategic sports experience that just hooked people.
Definitely hooked me. Okay, let's talk PC games dominating 1994. And really, where else can we start but with Doom 2?
Nowhere else. Has to be Doom 2.
This game just captured the hearts of action fans everywhere. Still considered one of the best. And here's where it got really interesting. First game with that iconic double-barreled shotgun.
The super shotgun. Oh, yeah. The plot had our hero back on Earth fighting monsters from the first game, but the scale just got so much bigger. The expanded storyline was a huge part of its impact, yeah. Scientists on Mars reopen a portal, bam, hellish creatures unleashed. But then the hero finds out Earth itself is under attack. Chaos everywhere. Demons infecting people, turning them into monsters.
It felt apocalyptic.
Totally. That shift from Mars to Earth, the hero deciding to protect humanity in this desperate last stand, that really cemented Doom 2 as a cult game. It wasn't just the intense, non-stop action, it broadened the scope, the emotional stakes of the first-person shooter. Massively influential on the genre, blending that visceral combat with a truly epic, end-of-the-world story.
And finally, to cap off our 1994 deep dive, we absolutely have to talk about Warcraft.
Warcraft. Orcs and humans, yes.
So legendary, so influential, became a cult classic, one of Blizzard's first huge fantasy strategies, threw players right into that epic war between orcs and humans in Azeroth.
And looking at the industry, Warcraft introduced some really crucial innovations that defined the real-time strategy genre, or RTS. It hit this near-perfect balance between the two sides.
Yeah, they felt different but fair.
Exactly. Each faction had counter units, unique buildings, but their core combat stats were almost identical. Made every match feel really strategic, really fair. And while the gameplay followed the standard RTS loop, build stuff, gather resources, make units, crush the enemy.
Build peasants, chop wood.
Right. It innovated by letting you select up to 4 units at once. Which sounds basic now, but back then,
that's a big deal.
it was a huge improvement over many games where you could only select 1 unit. Gave you much better tactical control, smoother army management.
And there was something else too, something about the characters themselves,
Yeah,
beyond just the gameplay.
absolutely. What added it something special, and honestly became a Blizzard signature that tons of developers copied later, were those epic phrases the units would say if you clicked on them too much.
Zug zug, ready to work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Job's done.
Yeah.
They weren't just sound effects. They added personality, humor, charm, made the units feel more alive. It really contributed to the game's appeal and why it stuck with people. Connected you to your little digital army in this unique, memorable way.
Wow, what an incredible trip through 1994. It's just amazing reflecting on the sheer variety, the innovation that year offered across NES, Sega, Super Nintendo, PC.
Such a range.
From Mowgli fighting Baloo to giant mechs in 2050, from Boogerman's attacks to Donkey Kong's bananas, and from demons on Earth to orcs and humans in Azeroth. Revisiting these great games, it really brings back strong nostalgic feelings. I hope you're thinking about your own favorite moments from back then, or maybe even discovered some new classics to check out.
And what's really fascinating, I think, is how the creativity, the tech achievements, the just plain memorable gameplay from '94 didn't just entertain us then. It laid such a powerful, ingenious foundation for modern gaming.
Yeah, that's so true. It's like a testament, right? That brilliant design and compelling ideas often win out over just having the fanciest graphics. So here's a thought I'd encourage you to mull over. Which of these core concepts, these gameplay ideas from 1994, do you still see resonating in the games you play today? How much of what we experience now really started bubbling up in that incredible year?
That's a fantastic thought to leave you with a real deep dive into the lasting legacy of 1994. Thank you so much for joining us on this nostalgic trip into gaming history. Until next time, we'll keep diving deep into fascinating topics for you.